We back, baby. Ha ha. You don't know what
Ha
it is. Bro, you got to do the ha ha as well.
ha.
That's kind of good. You surprised me there. I didn't think
Yeah,
you had it in you. I know you've been practicing
of
that
course.
when you're by yourself. But guys, we back. Welcome to another installation of Armchair Gaffers. This is the revamped Conti Corner. The people asked, so the gaffers provided. Today you're joined by myself, Dragon Lord, and my new friend in football, FIF.
Yeah, yeah. Friend of football, I like that.
Yeah. Friend in football, TJ, who a lot of you subscribers don't like. I've had loads of comments saying, get him off, don't want to see him again, he's horrible. But guys, like I like TJ's vibe, and it's good to have a non-top six perspective. You know what I mean,
Every
TJ?
time, every time,
Yeah,
every time.
you guys are hard to come by. The only non-top six fans I have are my Millwall family, but I don't know if they'll be welcome or well received. Um,
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Cool, guys. So today we are doing our Conti Corner. We're going to round up Champions League and all the big European leagues and the SPL. Yeah, the Saudi Pro League.
Ah, okay, okay,
Yeah, it's a big
okay.
European leagues. What do you think I was talking about?
I thought we were talking about Scottish Premier League. I was about to get excited.
No. Big leagues, bro. Big leagues.
Okay, okay. The
Leagues
burning
that
can wait for
matter.
another day.
Yeah, cool. So we're gonna start on Champions League. We're gonna go over Tuesday's games. Then we're gonna go over the big leagues, and then we're gonna go over Wednesday's games because the Wednesday games are currently playing as we're recording now. So we're gonna comment on those once we're done recording. Um, I feel like there's only one place to start with regards to the Champions League, TJ. I feel like we're in sync right here.
Yeah,
Go on, read my mind.
Manchester United Sporting Directive.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so guys, as you're well aware, Manchester United not only didn't make it out of the group, they didn't even qualify for the Europa League. They finished dead last in their group. I think they had 4 points. Or was it five
Yeah,
points?
4 points.
Was it four? Yeah, 4 points. Oh, that's
4 points.
bad.
Yeah, yeah. They I mean, I'm chuffed. I am very happy. But when you're watching Champions League and you're watching teams like Man United, what other teams are not like Man City, and you see English teams lose, and you ask yourself, are we the farmers? Because every week, we like to talk about how great the Premier League is,
That's right.
and then teams like Man United are representing us in Europe, and they're getting beaten by Bayerns, they're getting beaten by Galatasaray, they're getting beaten by FC Copenhagen's, and you think to yourself, are we the
Uh,
farmers?
uh, we? Us?
Is it us, the farmers?
This is wild.
Um, so yeah, it was as beautiful as it was to watch. I think there are serious mounting issues at Old Trafford, and what happens in football is games come in clusters. So managers will be kind of analysed on 5-6 game stretches, and Man United's October and early November can't really save them anymore.
Yeah. Do you have their fixtures in front of you? The upcoming fixtures? Because I actually had them here. And I mean, Man U were once the most informed team in the league. And
Yes.
how do you manage being the most informed team in the league to follow it up by being where in the league? Sixth or seventh in the league?
So they're currently sick.
Currently sixth, out
Yeah.
of the Champions League, and their next matches, now they've played Bayern Munich, are Liverpool, West Ham, and Aston Villa.
And then they've got Nottingham Forest
Oh,
on
wait.
New Year's Eve at the City Ground.
Ooh. It's,
So
it's going from bad to worse.
yeah, I think because they lost against Bayern and they lost against Bournemouth. I don't see them picking up a win in the next 4 games.
The problem is that I see them picking up a win somehow,
Mm,
some way. Man United
mm,
do this. I've warned a lot of my subscribers and my Manchester United sporting directive friends that you need to be careful and very cautious. I'm going to keep saying this. You've got to be extremely cautious when you see your team playing extremely badly and
mm.
winning games. Now, that's different to scoring last minute winners like what Man City do, what Liverpool
Yeah,
do, what Tottenham did at the start of the season, and what Arsenal often do. It's very different because with the teams I've mentioned, they often dominate the games and deserve all 3 points. Okay, whereas Manchester United Sporting Directive,
Yeah.
very often do not deserve anything and
No.
somehow come away with 3 points. And we forget, the most recent example was the game against Chelsea. Chelsea are in a horrible place right now.
Yep.
Manchester United Sport Directive played them, took all 3 points, and made the fans believe everything was hunky dory, and it wasn't. And it was
No.
shown last night at Old Trafford. In fact,
Yep.
is that 2 losses at Old Trafford back to back?
Yep. 2 losses, 0 goals scored, 4 goals conceded. I think the issue with Man United is everyone knows this. They lack identity, but I've never seen a team lack so much identity. Even Derby County 2008, they still had an identity. They were losers,
Yeah.
but at least they could, that's what they resorted to. Man United at the moment, I think the scariest part about last night's game is I watched it from kickoff all the way up until halftime. Resumed at second half all the way up until the final whistle. The issue that I found with Man United is they weren't able to get out of no, their top gear, sorry, was Bayern's first gear.
Mhm.
Bayern and Man United's game, optimistic Man United fans, aka Eric Ten Hag, will tell you that Man United should have got a result out of that game. What optimistic Man United fans, aka Eric Ten Hag, don't understand is that Bayern weren't playing to Bayern's full capacity. That's why it seemed more equal than it was. If Thomas Tuchel, and I said this on Sunday's podcast, I said Thomas Tuchel he's a conservative manager. He's not going to go out there and tell the players to go beat them 3-4-5-0 like Liverpool, Man City. If Thomas Tuchel went out there and he said, right, he played Conrad Lima right back instead of Mazraoui, he maybe kept Musiala on for a bit longer on the pitch, not giving 34 Thomas Muller, some yards to run. If he went out there and said, right, lads, we're going to win this 3-0, it would have been 6. It would have been 6.
100%. And it's also, you got to bear in mind, it's very difficult for any team to go into their final Champions League group stage game, knowing that they're not already qualified but guaranteed top spot, and really turn up for it. We
Yeah.
saw it with Bayern against Manchester United last night. We saw it with Arsenal against PSV, and we saw it with Real Madrid against Union Berlin. They only skipped a 3-2 win. So Ten Hag needs to be very, very realistic with where his club are, and not just say things because they're PC or it's what he wants to hear. I'm gonna say a number to you, and I'm gonna give you 3 guesses as to what that number represents.
Okay.
The number is 8, and it's to do with Manchester United.
Okay.
8. You have 3 guesses.
Is that
It's to
how
do.
many shots? How many shots on target? No.
No. I'll make it more simple. It's to do with a player at Manchester United to make it more specific.
Is that how many games Hoyland has gone without a goal?
Possibly, but that's not what I was getting at. But you're on a good track.
Is that? Oh,
I'll give you another number to help you. 61.
61 and 8.
And exactly.
Is that? I've got no clue.
I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
61 is the amount of games Anthony has played for Manchester United.
Oh.
So, with that said, what do you think number 8 represents?
The amount of goals? Please tell me it's just goals.
It's only goals, don't worry. No, if we add assists, it goes up to 11.
Oh, okay. Not much of a jump then.
I asked a female person in my life today, how many goals they would expect a forward to score over 60 games. And the female person said, I would expect over 60 games, a goal a game. I was like, whoa, slow down. These are elite numbers.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, like an Mbappe or like a Haaland. That's what I'd expect. I was like, fair. Like you can't like. I guess if you look at their numbers over 60 games, they probably score like over 50 goals.
Yeah.
I was like, the level below. She's like, okay, about 30. So cool. 30 GA over 60 is respectable.
Yeah,
What is 11?
that's the territory for a mid to good right back. No,
Damn.
is it not? Is that not what Destiny or Doggies? The
Oh,
Doggies stats are going to look like after 61 games at Tottenham? Is that what Reece James stats look like after 60 games at Chelsea? Trent is. I'm not even going to mention Trent because Trent is blowing those numbers out of the water from right back.
Trent is special.
Yeah, and that's not even now Trent. That's probably corner taken quickly Trent.
What was it? Who was the player? Origi!
Oh, is he?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Manchester United are in a bad place. I think we've been going on and on about Manchester United Sport Directive near enough every week on the podcast, and we can keep going on and on and on. After every Champions League match day, Goal.com do a Champions League power ranking. You know, like where they think teams will place. And currently, according to Goal.com, favourites. This is last published on November 30th. The previous match day. We'll get an update tomorrow. The favourites are Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Second favourite is Manchester City. Third favourite is Arsenal. Now, of the time publishing this, they only rank the top 22 favourites, not the whole 32 that are in the competition. Of the 22 that they rank, where do you think Manchester United were ranked by the likelihood of winning the Champions League by goal? This was on the previous match day 5.
20 seconds.
Very close. Braga were 22nd. Manchester United Sport Active were actually 21st.
Braga are better than United, though. So they got it wrong, if anything.
They got it wrong, if anything. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't even, guys, help us because we don't know what more to say about Manchester United Sport Directive. I didn't watch last night's game. Did Rashford feature at all?
No,
So
Rashford did not feature.
he can't be blamed now.
No, can't be blamed.
Wasn't Ronaldo the problem before?
Do you know what? The scariest part is that Ronaldo scored more goals in the year of 2023 than Manchester United as a whole.
Impossible.
As a whole.
Impossible. I refuse to believe that.
Ronaldo, I think, has scored 61, 62 goals this season.
I'm just going to call you a liar. Sorry.
I would love to source it. This is a Twitter stat, but you know how Twitter stats go.
Yeah.
Normally, those are the most trusted sources because they come from very salty people.
Exactly. Listen, we've spent the opening, I think, 10 or so minutes on Manchester United Sport Active. We're gonna move on. We're not gonna go through every single game because I think everyone we expected to go through has gone through. Like I said, there are still games going on as we speak. And if I just check some results right now. Oh shit, bear with me, sorry. I should just use my phone. But yeah, I'll just go through here. So as we speak right now, let me just use my phone. This is not even sorry guys, this is what you get with armchair gaffers, just a mess. So today's fixtures, PSG are drawing with Dortmund. They were losing.
Yeah.
And Newcastle are drawing with AC Milan, so things are as they were at the start of play with Dortmund going through his group winners with PSG in second, Newcastle finishing third, getting Europa League, and AC Milan crashing out. That's how it stands right now. But before we talk about the big leagues and come back to Champions League once the games are done, favourites for the Champions League in your opinion this year? Not the favourite, but favourites plural.
Okay, favourites. I'm going to say Man City. There's two schools that I'm going to use is what would I bet on and what is my gut feeling. I would bet on Man City, but my gut feeling is Arsenal. I'm going to be the first one to say it. I think Arsenal, and wait for this, if Newcastle do get knocked out tonight, Arsenal might win the Champions League. If Newcastle don't get knocked out tonight,
I get what you're saying. Because Newcastle could beat Arsenal. However, Newcastle may not actually go ahead to win it if they were to come up against
ever. Newcastle don't have the XP to win it. They've got way more than enough XP to beat Arsenal. I in reality, I think Arsenal get to a semi-final and they get knocked out by
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. They have a really. I think what happens is, I think the Emirates Stadium is still a bit awkward when it comes to the Champions League. Arsenal don't like games at Champions League games at the Emirates.
What are you talking
Whenever
about?
I think of
I was there at the last game we had, and it was fine. What are you talking about?
I'm prior to the season. I mean, you're in a bit of a remontada at the moment, but when I think of Arsenal and Champions League, I think of Samir Nasri being upset. I think of Fabregas being upset. I think of Theo Walcott being upset.
When I
And then
think
I
of
think of
Arsenal Champions League, I think of Matthew Flamini and Cesc Fabregas bossing it at the San Siro. That's what I think of. But no, listen, I'm not going to disagree with you. I feel like if football was just about like ability, then Arsenal have a good chance. But you know,
yeah,
there are those intangibles that you just can't. Those intangibles are the reason why Real Madrid can just win the Champions League when they feel like
yeah,
it, and not when they don't. Um,
yeah,
the intangibles are why Diego Milito turns into prime Maradona in the final and then it vanishes off the face of the earth.
yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'm with you there. My favourites, I don't really fancy Man City this season.
Okay, how
I
come?
also don't fancy Real Madrid either. I feel like it will be a dark horse, and I don't fancy Arsenal. So Goal.com have the favourites as like I said, it was Man City first, Real Madrid. Sorry, it's Real Madrid first, Man City second, Arsenal third. Then they've got Bayern Munich in fourth. Now Bayern Munich under Tuchel, can they be just jammy enough to do it? And they've got Harry Kane, who is finally proven that he's one of the best of all time.
My gut, and I'm getting a vision.
Mm-hmm.
My vision is Bayern Munich versus Man City, let's say,
Yeah.
final. Harry Kane gets there. The storyline is Harry Kane, although he's never won a trophy, he's always been good against Man City. And then somehow Man City come out on top in that game. I don't know what it is, and this is pure anecdotal evidence,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't think that Harry Kane wins a trophy at Bayern Munich.
I
I
hope
don't
it does.
think he does.
I like as an Arsenal fan, yeah. I'm so glad I can finally celebrate Harry Kane because I think he's so good, and
He's amazing.
I need him to
He
succeed. And
he's one of my favorite strikers ever, ever, ever.
yeah,
One of my just my outright favorite strikers. But he's doing two goods there. He's got 18 goals and 5 assists in about 14 league games at Bayern Munich, but they're not top.
they're not top, and it's not their fault. Any other season, they will be top. I think they've had one loss, which was the other day,
Yep,
and two draws. One against Leverkusen, who are top, and one
yep,
random one. I think it may have even been Dortmund actually.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, but I believe like the four favourites for the Champions League would be City, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, and Real Madrid. If we look at the other teams in it, it just yeah, like we've got Inter. I don't really
yep.
fancy them.
No,
Borussia Dortmund, no for me.
definitely not.
Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Sociedad, RB Leipzig,
Can Barcelona
PSV.
do it?
Pardon me.
Can Barcelona do it?
I've 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 seen them this season here and there, and they haven't looked good. Even last season, although they won the league, they weren't very impressive for me.
No,
And I
no,
don't
not
think
really.
they've got that je ne sais quoi. I don't know what the Spanish equivalent for that is. Uh, gay. I don't know if
Okay.
they've got that gay. Um, to like win it. Like they had that again, the X factor that I had back in the day. They don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
They're just
Mm.
they're just a team with okay players, and that's it. They're
Yeah.
not even elite players, just okay players. I look at
Yeah.
Ferran Torres, he's just okay. I look at Oriol Romeu. Does he play for them?
I think Romeo might have left now.
Was he?
Um,
He was at Girona.
yeah. I don't know if Barcelona signed him. Um,
Did he? Because I feel like I don't know why I feel like yeah. No, he's not at Barcelona. Yeah, he is at Barcelona.
yeah, yeah, he's at Barcelona.
Barca have Romeu. This is what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah,
it's not enough. It's just not enough. So yeah, I think the winner will come from one of the four that we mentioned: Bayern Munich, Man City, Real Madrid, or to a very lesser extent, Arsenal. I actually believe Arsenal can beat any of those teams.
Yeah, that's the thing. Arsenal could beat any of those
It's not
teams,
about that. Do you know what I mean?
but it's the two leg factor that because when Arsenal come up against good teams, your Man Cities,
Mm-hmm.
your Manchester Uniteds, your Liverpools,
Aston
um,
Villa's.
your Aston Villas, um, they they play really well, but they always find a way to not quite get the win.
Yeah, Arsenal are their own biggest enemy.
Yeah, yeah, and I think like Arsenal look good in the Champions League. Do you know how I describe Arsenal's group stage? Is you guys look like you've been here before. You haven't
Yeah,
been here in 5 years, but you look like you've been here for the past 5 years.
yeah, very
Really
comfortable.
nice squad rotation,
Yeah,
and anyone that knows football knows that you didn't have an easy group. You didn't have a hard group, but you you had a hard
banana
group.
skins. There were a few banana skins there.
Yeah,
The game also lost against Lens. If you actually look at it, Lens were on a fantastic home record at the time.
yeah,
Um, Super boy to be back in the Champions League. Really up for the game against Arsenal. You had the European veterans, Sevilla, although they may not be Champions League veterans, but they are there, every
yeah.
season. And
They're
then you
good.
had PSV, who won the
Won
league
the
last year.
PSV. They won
Yeah,
the league.
PSV. I thought so.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously the caliber is very different between the Premier League and those leagues, but it could have been very tricky. Just look at Manchester United and coming up against Copenhagen and
yeah,
Galatasaray. Yeah. Sorry. PSG just had a goal ruled out against Dortmund. They were top of the league, top of their group, but it's just been ruled out. Still 1-1 over there. 12 minutes to go. Guys, we're going to leave the Champions League talk there for now. We're going to circle around all the European big leagues and then circle back once all these games are done, which is 12 minutes from now. We are going to start with you, TJ. You've got some stuff on which league?
I'll start with the Bundesliga.
Yeah, that's Bundesliga. Yeah.
Yes, Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Um, when I was doing the notes for today, my girlfriend was like, "Isn't that a really big league?" And I was like, "It depends. What do you mean by big league?" And she's like, "Isn't that a really famous league?" And I was like, "For what exactly?" And she was like, "I've heard of the Bundesliga before." And I was like, "You might have heard of Bayern Munich before,
Yeah.
um, not the Bundesliga."
Yeah.
I don't think the Bundesliga has got a sponsor, so maybe we should just call it the Bayern Bundesliga at this point,
Hmm. Yeah.
because they're going to win the title again.
No.
Um, no,
No, you lunatic. No.
no,
Listen, have you not heard of 0034? Special
Double O
Agent
Flip.
Xhaka.
Oh, Granite
Special Agent
come
Granit Xhaka.
sent on a side mission
License,
to stop
li-
Harry Kane.
yes, license to ruin Harry Kane's Bundesliga party. I've been watching Leverkusen
Mhm.
thanks to YouTube because they show games every now and again, and he looks so comfortable there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it's
Granit Xhaka is
because
a good player.
I know this. I've known this from day one when I first saw him playing for Switzerland in 2016, and
Mm,
at Arsenal, I knew from the beginning he's been played out of position. Now, when I say out of position, he's being played in the right position, i.e., midfield. But the
mm.
role he was tasked with,
Yeah,
his start position on the pitch, the personnel around him, his facilitators were not what he needed to flourish.
yeah,
Now, you put him in a team where you have legs, you have an identity, you have a system catered to him, and he can just be your Mozart and just lead this orchestra.
yeah. Wow.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. And remember, he's been here before. He was at Mönchengladbach, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Start at Mönchengladbach.
Yeah.
He knows the league very well. The thing with Leverkusen is I watched their game against Stuttgart last week.
Hmm.
For the audience watching, if you don't know anything about VfB Stuttgart this season, go and watch VfB Stuttgart. That is a team, if I
Yeah.
ever saw it.
Oh,
They've got
really?
a striker by the name of Serhu Girassi.
Oh, is that who he plays for?
Yep, plays for Stuttgart. He
Rookie of the
is
year.
baller.
Yeah.
Baller. I had to, I've watched kind of isolated games, and Stuttgart, they've got a lot of 6'2" black guys up front. So you kind of get confused. I was like, let me watch him isolated. And if I'm Arsenal,
Yeah.
I would go and put in a bid because he's not going to cost you more than 40, £5.8 million.
The issue we have,
Uh,
brother, the issue we have is that clubs like Arsenal, big clubs,
mhm,
their role isn't to take the punt. Do you understand?
yeah.
We're not here to upset the natural order of things.
Mm,
Like there's a step that players like Girassi have to make, and then they get bought for 100 million. Do
yeah.
you
He
understand?
has, he has to
Yeah,
go
so
to he has to go to an Atletico maybe.
exactly.
Maybe work for
Or
Inter Milan.
yeah, exactly. Like that's the next step. Even like a Dortmund, even a team who
Yeah.
maybe aren't winning now, but like they have some pedigree.
Yeah. Yeah.
To really see what he's about, because the penalties at bigger clubs are massive, you know? That's
Yeah.
why a bigger club as a manager, even if you're struggling and you've got a youth prospect coming through, um, who's potentially better than, let's say he's a striker, and let's say you got Evan Ferguson, for example,
Mm,
and you can see that he's bubbling, ready to go, and your main striker, whoever it is at Brighton, let's say Danny Welbeck, yeah,
yeah.
wasn't doing what his job, and you're battling relegation, you stick with Welbeck because
Yeah.
you you you, you can't. You have to go with the tried and tested.
Yeah.
Now is not the time to tinker. And so,
Mm,
Girassi, as good as he may be, we don't know because it's only been 1 year. It's not the time for a bigger club to take a punt on him just yet. The only way a big club take a punt on him is if he has a phenomenal season. I don't mean like a good season, like 21 goals. I'm talking about like 40 goals, all comps.
mhm.
That's the only way he makes a step up. He avoids the Atletico or the Dortmund or any of those middling teams and goes straight for the big time, is if he has a phenomenal season, because the big clubs need proven. They don't need to take punts.
Can I
It's
put two names out there that might change your opinion on that?
go on.
Nicholas Jackson and Rasmus Hoyland.
That doesn't change my opinion. What are you talking about? That
So
if anything, I feel like that strengthens my point.
Nicholas Jackson and Rasmus Hoyland went to two very dysfunctional organisations.
Yeah,
If Rasmus Hoyland went to Arsenal, he'd be quite good, wouldn't he?
he'd have 9 goals like he had last season in Serie A.
He would have 9 goals by now, probably.
Yeah, in all comps, yeah.
Yeah, in all comps. And if Nicholas Jackson went to Arsenal, I
He'd have
reckon
4. He'd have 6 GA.
he'd have a hat trick. That's for sure.
He has
If
one
Nicholas
already.
Yeah, I think he'd have a better hat trick at Arsenal. The type of hat trick where everyone goes, "Oh," where the delusional fans that don't really watch many games, they go, "Oh, is that an Henri regen?" When we all know it's not. Um, the thing with strikers and watching leagues like Bundesliga, Serie A, even watching Eredivisie here and there, because Eredivisie is a very very good league quality wise, quality tactically wise. Sorry, not quality wise.
Hmm.
I look at Girassi and I think, if I was a Brentford, I'd go sign him. If I was a Bournemouth, I'd go sign him. Even if I was a Brighton, I'd go sign him. But if you're a top team in the Premier League and you go out and you pay 35 million for Garassi, and then he goes and gets you 16 goals in his first season, 15 goals in his second, 18 in his third, 19 in his fourth, that's a good investment. And what we always say about the Premier League is we're always making bad investments. We're spending 80 million on Rasmus Højlund when we are seeing something from Højlunds that isn't there yet. Look at what Chelsea have done with all of their players. This is why Chelsea are bad, because Chelsea bought players that aren't going to be good now. Everyone's like, why are Chelsea so bad? It's because their players are not good now. They're going to be good in 3 or 4 years, but they're not good
They
now.
won't be good in 3 or 4 years either.
Well, environmentally, in concept, they should be good in 3 or 4 years in concept, but in reality, they probably won't be because of the traumatic experiences that they're going through at the moment. But I look at a player like Serhu Girassi, 16 goals in 14 games. It's not even like a. There's a striker out that plays for Salzburg. I can't remember his name. But, another black kid. He's got 8 and 16, and
Well, the
people are
little
saying,
Afro kid, the kid with the Afro. No, no,
"Oh,
no. So I'm talking about Leipzig, Strasbourg,
uh,
Salzburg. No, I don't know about the Salzburg striker.
Salzburg, they've got a young striker. I'll try and find it whilst I'm talking. They've got a young striker. He's another black kid, and that kind of like these football purist strikers,
Hmm.
um, who the YouTubers love. They've got one of these strikers, but he's got 8 and 16, and
That's good.
people are saying, oh well, like this is. I think his name's Kareem Konate. No, Sekou Quaita. Sorry, yeah, Sekou Quaita. Um, he's 24 years old, and people are saying, "Oh, he's got 8 and 16, whatever, whatever." I'm looking at Garassi and I'm thinking, left foot, right foot, technical ability, fast. He's a finisher. He takes free kicks.
He takes free kicks.
He's a 6'2" black striker, and he takes free
Wait,
kicks.
hold on. I don't think people quite understand. If you take free kicks, if your team let you take free kicks, that's a big deal.
Right? And he's getting, and these are highlight worthy free kicks.
I don't care if he
These are
scores them. He's
no,
taking them.
he,
That shows trust.
right? And he's 6'2" and black, and he's a striker. Do you think Kolo Muani is taking free kicks?
I hope not.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Do you think
89 just scored against Newcastle 2-1, 85th
Oh,
minute. There's no VAR review. As it stands right now, Newcastle are dead bottom. No, they're not bottom of the league. Or yeah, they will be bottom of the league of their group. Sorry.
why, man?
Why, man? Sorry about that. Yeah, no. Okay, Jurassic. Because the thing is, I haven't seen Stuttgart play.
Yeah.
And I just when I hear players scoring goals, I want to know more. I don't just want to know,
Hmm.
okay, you scored. I want to know the quality of the goal. Like who is it? There's someone that's scoring goals, but they're not good goals. Jackson's hat trick, for example, was not a good
Yeah.
hat. Yeah. Okay, cool. What else is going on in this Bundesliga?
Yeah, Bundesliga is. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like Dortmund aren't good.
Nope.
Dortmund are like my. I like my Man United. I've given up with Dortmund. They had the chance. They had the chance to be the Liverpool to Bayern Munich's Man City, and they failed drastically again. Go put them into liquidation. Take away everything that Bayern Munich gave to them 15 years ago. I'm tired of Dortmund. I've supported this team through Aubameyang. I've supported this team through Donjan Marlon. I've supported this team through Götze, through Nuri Sahin.
No
They
way.
they tricked me that Nuri Sahin was the next great thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
They told me that Emre Can was going to be the next Gerrard, and I'm sick and tired of Dortmund. They blew the title of the last game of the season, so I'm done with Dortmund. I now support Leverkusen. That is my German team, and Stuttgart in a close second, because Stuttgart and Leverkusen played last week, and Stuttgart made Leverkusen look a lot worse than Leverkusen have looked all
Oh,
season.
they drew, didn't they? Was that a 2-2?
Yeah, that was a 2-2, but
Oh,
Stuttgart, I
that's
think,
who they, oh yeah, that's who they played. I'm like thinking, who managed to get a draw against Leverkusen? It was Stuttgart.
and Stuttgart played them off the park.
I saw the
Played
highlights.
them off the park.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep my eyes on Stuttgart. I've actually got a really soft spot for VfB Stuttgart. And can you guess
Yeah.
why? Can you guess why?
Why?
Past
No.
player.
A fast player.
A past player.
Ooh.
The best player to ever grace Arsenal Football Club came from Stuttgart.
Is that's not Rosicky, is it?
No, he came from Dortmund.
Dortmund. Oh, close. Jens Lehmann?
I can't remember where Jens Lehmann came from.
No. Go on.
Alexander Kleb.
Oh, he was my next guess.
He was so good,
Oh,
man. But let's move on because we'll be here all day
yeah.
trying to make the show an hour long. So you're telling me Leverkusen won't win the Bundesliga even though they're your team right now?
They're my team right now, but Leverkusen, they don't have enough gas. It's kind of starting to filter out. Two
How?
draws
We
in the
only
last.
drew against Stuttgart, who you told me have got Shea Givasi, who's the next big thing. So how's that running out of gas? They're still top of
They've
the
got
league.
they drew against Dortmund as well a couple of weeks ago, and Dortmund are awful.
Was that in the league? That was not in the league.
I think that was in the league. Yeah.
I don't believe
Um,
you.
let me double check that one.
I'm checking it as we speak as well. I'm checking as we speak. They've
Yeah, that
oh
was
yeah,
in the
they
league.
did. Yeah.
Sunday third. Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Their XG has kind of started. I know, like a lot of people don't like to talk about XG, but when we're talking about chance creation,
Mm-hmm.
we need to talk about XG. Their XG has kind of plummeted. They've been overtaken in goals now by Bayern Munich. I think what happened is Leverkusen. You know when like you're lining up for a race at school, and a fat kid kind of is like, you know what? Let me burst out of the blocks, so that at least everyone's shocked, and maybe that shock and surprise from everyone might get me to a second or third place finish.
Let me burst out the blocks in this 800 meters.
in this 800 meters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And maybe
You're
for
gonna
the first
die.
100 meters, I'll win. And then hopefully, I
Hopefully,
can
I
keep.
finished this race.
I
Is what you're
finish
saying.
exactly. I did that once when I was 14, cross country. I said for the first 100 meters, let me sprint. Um, and I was running so quickly that I rolled my ankle on a hill. Everyone laughed at me, and I did not finish cross country. And because I went to a majority white school, the teachers did not help. Anyway, um,
You're
Leverkusen.
you're embarrassing us.
I need to spit some trauma on the audience, but
Oh yeah,
there's audience members out there that'll be like, I know exactly what Leverkusen are now. Thank you, Tia, for
cool.
that analogy. But
Lovely.
yeah, Leverkusen aren't going to win it. I think Bayern are going to win.
Okay, cool. I mean, I kind of hope they do for Kane. We're gonna
Yeah.
move on, and we're gonna go to one of my leagues, and the league I'm choosing is going to be. I'm gonna go Liga. I was gonna go Serie A, but we're gonna go Liga first.
Yeah.
Before we get there, guys, what do you think of my new moustache, people? I'm trying out a new thing. Literally, it's taken me 6 months to grow this. Wait for another 6 months. It's gonna be crazy. But we move. Um, there's nothing happening at the top of Liga. PSG are top. I think they're on. I don't know how many points they're on. 4 points clear of Monaco. They're gonna win the league, but that's
Oh,
not. Hmm?
Monaco the challenges this season.
No. There's no challenges in that league. There's just a PSG
Sorry, challengers.
Laser. Yes,
Challenge.
challenges. Yes. But that's not where it's happening. Okay, it's all happening at the bottom.
Oh.
Okay, Lyon, Olympic Lyonnais. So they are currently rock bottom with only 10 points from 15 games. So 15 games, what's that? Potential 45 points? Yeah,
Yeah.
they have 10 points. Okay. Um, they sacked Fabio Grosso recently.
hmm After he
Now
got beaten up, after he got
he, he
rocks
got
thrown at him.
stoned. Yeah. He
Yeah.
only took over in September, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
He was there for like 2 months. But the story for me isn't that they sacked Fabio Grosso. I didn't know Fabio Grosso was a football manager.
Neither. I'll be real.
And Olympic Lyonnais, the team that managed to win League 8 times in a row during the heyday of Gino Pernambucano, are now
Yeah.
bottom of League, potentially getting relegated. And there's no like guarantee that if they do go down, they're coming back. All right.
No.
So like, I was like thinking like, what is the issue with Olympic Lyonnais? Like, why are they doing so badly? I looked at their squad. I can see three main problems here. One
hmm
problem is that their captain is a fraudster. Sorry, is a man by the name of Alexandre Lacazette.
Yep.
Okay, he scored a hat trick the other day. Who cares? Where has he
No
been the
one
rest of the season? They lost their last three league games before that in a row. Okay. Another problem they have is this guy called Ryan Checkry, who was supposed to be somebody, but if you ask me, he's looking very much like another Usam Owara. Like just a lot of.
Adnan Januzaj.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And the third problem they have, so aside from making Alexander Lacazette the captain, aside from like harboring this Ryan Chekri guy, is they have a player who wears the number 98 shirt, and his name is Ainsley Maitland Niles.
Oh, God. And they wonder why they're bottom.
They wonder why they're bottom. Now, for me, Maitland Niles is actually quite a proficient football player. He's quite like technically sound. Okay, fantastic penalty too. Maitland Niles could have been what Zinchenko is had he just accepted the fullback role.
Yeah.
Had he had the foresight to say, "Hey, I'm not a fullback. I'm a central midfielder. Okay, the manager wants to play me fullback. Okay, let me just trust him. Let me trust the process and see what crazy idea he's gonna come up with. Okay,
Mm.
he could have been that inverted right sided defender. He
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
nope. He left. He went to Southampton. He bled out over there. Did nothing. Got them relegated. He then took his bad luck to Lyon. He's now getting them relegated too. So that's League 1 for me. Not much happening. But what I did want to say is once Mbappe leaves PSG this summer, because he is going, all right, contract is up. What does that do for the state of the league?
Nothing
Nothing.
whatsoever.
No.
Nothing whatsoever. The thing with Liga is when you have a country president that begs one of the team's best players to stay,
Hmm.
um, that is not the only racketeering that is going on in the French Football Association. I think I think what happens with Liga is every 3-4 years you'll get a Montpellier, you'll get a Monaco, you'll get
Bordeaux
a
won it years ago.
Bordeaux
Yeah.
are 17th in Ligue 2.
Wow.
They might get relegated to League Trois. Yeah, they might get relegated to League Trois, which I find hilarious. Yeah, Bordeaux 17th, 3 points above Quevilly Rouen. Yeah, Bordeaux are. Yep, they're not doing great.
By the
But
way, Championnat National.
is that what it's called? The Championnat National.
Yes.
Aren't those what we see in like the French football videos where there's a bunch of guys playing seven aside in the cages and
No, they're playing boule. I think it's called boule. You know, when you throw the ball on the sand.
yeah,
Is that what it's called? I don't know.
I
That's what
think
they.
so.
Yeah.
But that's where Bordeaux are going to be playing. Shout
L-
out
Lille
Gonalon.
for the French league. Liga can throw up a Lille every now and again.
Yep,
Um.
yeah,
Oh, guys, it's done. Newcastle are out of the Champions League and
lovely.
out of the Europa League. They finished bottom of their group as well. Um, PSG drew with Dortmund, so they secured second place, which means that they can play a group winner: Man City, Arsenal, Dortmund. Um,
They'll get
Ar-
knocked out.
huh?
They'll get knocked out. PSG are PSG are just they're bullies. They'll bully the people in their country, but then as soon as it's time for Europe, they'll flop. But yeah, I'm looking at the table now. They'll win Liga. There's not really any
Easily.
surprise outfit. These are second. Um,
Nice.
so you might see these, but they're seventh, and Stade de Brest are in fifth.
Let's move on from Liga because I want to get
Ooh.
off of the league as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You have got some of the Liga stuff for us.
Yep. La Liga. Ha. La Liga. La Liga. Let me just bring up the table. Should we be annoyed that Girona are top?
No, not at all.
But it's just Man City, isn't it?
Oh, because of that aspect.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned this actually. A few weeks back, there was talk that Manchester United could get kicked out of the Champions League because of who?
Manchester
Nice.
United.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nice.
Because of
Because
Nice
their new chairman.
owns both clubs. Then I
Yeah.
saw that Manchester City could get kicked out of the Champions League because of Girona.
Hmm. So what happens is this has actually happened to Aston Villa this season. Aston Villa, our owners used to have a controlling stake in a Portuguese club called Vitória SC, Liga Portuguesa.
Yeah,
Um,
was that not Vitória Guimarães?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I know the club.
yeah, black and white. And we had a controlling stake, and then Victoria got through to Europa Conference League. Aston Villa got through to Europa Conference League. So what Aston Villa did is they just showed their minority, they showed their controlling stake, and they undertook a minority stake. Now, if Aston Villa and Victoria are in a different competition next season, one would assume that Aston Villa will just regain that controlling stake, and things will move as so on and so forth. So if Girona and Man City are both in the Champions League next season, it would have to take a cataclysmic fall for Girona to do that because they're 12 points ahead of Athletic Club in fifth. Then what I assume will happen with Man City is Sheikh Mansour will call one of his many cousins and he will say, "Brother,
Brother.
I've got
He'll call
an
his cousin and say brother.
brother, yeah," and he'll say, "I've got an investment opportunity for you. I need you to buy a controlling stake in this club called Girona just
No,
for a season."
that
Mm.
sounds like 116 charges now.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
But he will also say, We are an oil-backed state. We can pay for all the lawyers in the world, and once we've paid for every lawyer, we'll pay for AI lawyers because they've got the money to do so. Um,
We'll pay for both lawyers on both sides.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So Girona, yeah, like because as much as I love an underdog story, and this whole Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid pseudo kind of control has been happening, Real Madrid, Atletico, and Barcelona have all just had to worry about each other. It's got to a point where if Barcelona aren't playing well, then Real Madrid go, okay, it's our turn to win it this season. If Real Madrid aren't playing well and Barcelona goes, well, it's our turn to win it this season. And if both aren't playing well, Diego Simeone goes, haha,
Uh-huh.
I can add another trophy into the bag. And I think this season, all three teams, they didn't really bolster as much as they would have wanted to in the summer. I think Real Madrid wanted to go get a striker, but there was no one really on the market.
The TJ,
Uh,
did your laptop? Are you still there?
yeah, I'm still there. Can you see me?
Yeah, yeah. You said
Okay.
all three teams didn't something. I don't know if it was caught, but you cut out my end.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say all three teams they didn't bolster as much as they would have wanted to in the summer. Real Madrid wanted to get a striker. The market wasn't really
They got a
giving
striker,
strikers. Go on.
Joselu, Joselu. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
These what do you call it? These default Spanish strikers, the Joselus, the Iogo Aspases. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. We've had too many.
Yeah.
Who else was there? There's another one that's coming through as well. I think he's a Borja Iglesias. But Borja Iglesias, I think he's a striker around Betis. Well, I'm sick and tired of these strikers. But Real Madrid, they didn't bolster further than Joselu. Atletico Madrid, I don't even know what's going on Atletico Madrid anymore. They all they just pump out another CM/RM player every single season.
What's happened to Marcos Llorente? He just vanished.
I've got no clue. I have got no clue, and he's a
He's-
really good player as well.
He was. What happened to Koke? What happened to Lamar? What happened to Jose Maria Jimenez? What happened to these
Yeah,
people?
yeah. I think Jimenez is still kicking about, and he's good. I think Koke is still there. He'll probably move to like Alaves or Villarreal in a couple of
No,
seasons.
no. There's another team in Madrid. Who else is in
Uh,
Madrid? Um,
Getafe. No, that's part. I think that's Catalonia.
um, Madrid-based teams.
Is it
Um,
Granada?
Granada. Let's see. Oh, Rayo Vallecano. There you go.
Rayo Vallecano. Oh
That's the
Jesus.
one. Oh,
Yeah.
and Getafe. And Getafe, yeah.
Oh, and Getafe.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
We don't like Getafe though. I don't like Getafe.
You don't like Getafe because that's where Greenwood is.
That's where
No.
Greenwood is. Yeah.
He's doing
Uh,
things apparently, but there's like a media blackout. They don't like to show what he's doing.
yeah, and I actually think he's not doing as well as he should be doing. And I think rumors are swirling that the Getafe boss is kind of like, is he worth all of this? Is he? Yeah, I don't know why they sent him to Spain. Send him to the US. Send him to the US.
Salary caps.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like for those for any NBA and NFL fans, you'll know that the US doesn't really do much to players of Greenwood's.
Yeah, other players.
Yeah,
Let's leave the Liga because La Liga stinks right now. We're
move
gonna
on.
go to Serie A and then we're gonna
Yeah,
wrap up on the Champions League because we've got the results through now. The Serie A table is looking reminiscent of a old Serie A table.
yeah.
We have Inter at the top, I think on 38 points, and Juve closely behind on 36 points, I believe. Um, so things are going back to how they were. Standout player for me this season so far has to be Lautaro Martinez. 14 goals, I think 3 assists.
Is it time?
No, because he's just having a spell. He's just
Okay.
having a spell. I don't because I kept hearing Lautaro and Lukaku. I think it was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Lautaro Lukaku, ay Dios mío, sí, señor. And then I saw him last season and he wasn't doing anything. I don't know if that was a come down or whatever, but I don't think he's good. There's another guy who's lying his way through a football career. It's Marcus Thuram.
Oh.
Don't like him at all. Don't like him at all. Don't like him at all. PMP, pure PMP. He's got
Yeah.
6 goals and 6 assists in the league, but I will never forgive him because when I first saw him playing, in fact, when I first saw him playing, now that I think about it, he spat at someone in the German league. Now that I recall,
What?
yeah, just remembered now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, guys, I'm sorry, but I feel like I recall him spitting at somebody
Mm.
in the
Didn't he come from watching Gladbach?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe so. But anyways, at the World Cup for France, he was horrible. He was playing on that left hand side, I think,
Mm.
slightly. When the ball came to him, there was no dynamism. It was just strength. You're trying to dribble past players while you're stationary and
Yeah.
using strength. It's like I don't. It didn't look good for me. But he's playing in Italy and he seems to be scoring goals. What does that say about the Italian league? Because I don't think he could do it in the Premier League or La Liga or even the Eredivisie or even the Bundesliga. He was a free transfer.
Oh,
Yeah. Also, quick note on Napoli, who I'm not sure where they're on the league right now. Do I have where they're on the league?
sixth.
Are they sixth? Yeah.
Sixth at the moment. Yeah.
Napoli are sixth. They have yeah, they're sixth on 24 points, and they've already lost 5 games this season. In the whole of last season, they only lost 4 games. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this does for two things: Oshiman's transfer value, or and also the likely of a club to put in a bid because last
They
season. Mhm.
he's actually just signed a contract, re-signed a contract 2 hours ago. Um, yep, 140 million euro release clause, extension until 2026. So Napoli have just basically gone, "Hello, Victor. We know you're going to leave. Can you do us the courtesy of just signing a contract with a release clause?" So as all the teams do nowadays. But also they lost Luciano Spalletti, didn't they?
Pardon me.
Napoli, they lost Luciano Spalletti. He was their coach last season.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. No, like he was forced out, wasn't he? I didn't understand that.
I think he said something along the lines of, "My time at Napoli is finished. I think he wants to now." He felt very tired after last season, and he wants to now go coach the Italian national team, um, because obviously it's a lot more relaxed. He can smoke cigarettes during the friendly games, um, and they brought in Rudy Garcia, the former. I think Rudy Garcia. He did very well at Montpellier or at Lille, and then they
Yeah,
sacked him a
sounds
couple weeks
sounds
ago.
about that. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Napoli, yeah, they just secured some money for Victor Osimhen if he goes, but he secured money because there's a signing on fee. There's obviously
yeah.
increased wages. So it's win-win for everyone. Like someone Chelsea would definitely put on a bid for him, and it's a good
Arsenal,
time. Hmm?
Arsenal, they need to.
No, Arsenal are fine. It's a good time to be a football club with a good asset because you got many avenues for players to go. Whereas back in the olden days, if you had a high priced asset, you're looking at a handful of clubs. Bayern Munich weren't one of those clubs. It was
No.
literally Manchester United, Manchester Shit, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and if you're going on a free, possibly Juve. Or
Yeah.
then Bayern Munich then if you're free. But now with the the big TV deals in the UK and the Saudi Pro League, like you've got options on where to sell your highly prized assets. That's all I've got for Serie A. We can
Just
speak.
one quick moment of silence for Udinese,
They're not
who
bottom of the league. They're not in relegation zone either.
nope, but they've only won one game all season. They are feasting on draws at the moment. They've only won once all season. Destiny Odogi, he left and they capitulated,
Well, they've only lost 5 games, which is the same as Napoli and the same as Fiorentina
but
and less than Atalanta.
they can't win at all. They can't win. They cannot win.
Wow.
Yeah,
Udinese. I love Udinese because that's where Alexis Sanchez was before he went to
yeah.
Arsenal and before he came to Arsenal.
Bruno Fernandez once upon a time as well.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hate Udinese now. just like that. We're gonna fly back around to the Champions League before we wrap up. So the results are in. So let me get this table. So as I said, guys, Newcastle are out. They lost 2-1 to AC Milan thanks to goals from. Well, they went ahead, and then Pulisic scored, and so did Chukwueze. And PSG drew with Dortmund to finish second in the group. So the groups are as follows: the winners from Group A, Bayern Munich and Copenhagen go through to the next round. We've got Galatasaray dropping into the Europa League and Manchester United just dropping out of Europe completely.
Aha.
Group B, Arsenal go through as group winners with PSV in second. Lens somehow pipped Sevilla to the Europa League spot.
Ooh.
Sevilla managed to get no wins and only 2 draws in this campaign. Group C, Real Madrid go through a perfect record, 18 points, 16 goals scored, 7 conceded. Napoli in second, with Braga getting the Europa League spot and Union Berlin dropping out of Europe completely. Group D, surprise winners, based on head-to-head and goal difference, is Real Sociedad. Inter Milan
Wow.
finished second, with Benfica going to Europa League and RB Salzburg dropping out of Europe completely. Group E, Atletico win on 14 points with Lazio second, final go to Europa League, and Celtic, who beat Feyenoord today, finished bottom of the group. Group F, Dortmund win on 11 points, PSG second, tied on points with AC Milan, 8 points. But AC Milan going to Europa League spot based on the head-to-head record, and Newcastle go out completely. Group G, we have Manchester City with another perfect record, 6 games played, 18 points, 18 goals scored, 7 goals conceded. RB Leipzig in second, Young Boys in the Europa League, and Red Star Belgrade just out altogether. And finally, Group H, Barca top the group with 12 points. Same points as Porto, but they win the group based on head-to-head with Shakhtar in Europa League spot and Royal Antwerp going home all together.
I thought
Yes.
Antwerp were going to bring it home.
No, I'm just checking something real quick. Bear with me, guys, because I did hear a stat earlier. I just want to make sure it's verified. Um, okay, it was verified until earlier. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So the teams that have conceded the most goals in this year's Champions League. In first place, Royal Antwerp have conceded 17 goals. Second place, we have Red Star Belgrade, Celtic, and Manchester United, who all conceded 15 goals.
Damn. Can I ask you a
Yeah,
question?
go on.
Who wins the Europa League?
Liverpool. Where are
Hmm.
you guys? You guys in the Conference League, right?
Yeah, Conference League.
Yeah. Yeah, Liverpool. Liverpool have. I mean, who is in the Europa League that will do them any give them any problems? Let me see. Galatasaray, no. Lens, no. Braga, no. Benfica, possibly.
Benfica, AC Milan.
AC Milan, no. They're just a name. Shakhtar Donetsk, no.
I can I I can see Liverpool having to go home and away to someone like Long and them losing 3-1 at Long and then being 2-0 up in the first half at Anfield and then conceding 2 quick-fire goals. I think the Europa League is a massive banana set. And we have to remember that I don't think Jurgen Klopp really cares about the Europa League either. Brighton are also in the Europa League.
Oh,
Brighton might get a result home and away in the Europa League. West Ham are in the Europa League.
changes everything.
Yeah, I will put it out there. The Europa League is a much more exciting competition at this moment in time than the Champions League.
No, but okay. This is okay. I'm not. Yes.
At this moment in time, the Europa League is a lot more because it's the Champions League. The groups are so segregated. You've got the potential winners, and then you've got the banana slips, and then you've just got a couple of bad teams that are just not going to do anything, like a Copenhagen, like a Real Sociedad. The Europa League, there's 8 or 9 teams that can win it.
Okay. No, fair dues, fair dues, fair dues. Yeah, no, we'll see.
We'll
I
see.
don't watch Europa League football at all.
Oh, neither do I. Of course, no, neither do I.
And to say as well, before I forget, let's just go back about 2.5 months, about 2.5 months. Newcastle's first home game of this season's Champions League, when they beat PSG 4-1, and people were saying, pundits were saying, there's no reason why Newcastle cannot win their group. Newcastle are now going home. They may not play Champions League football for a while again. Just
Neither.
us.
Yeah, I think the Manchester United and Newcastle United, it's not a see you later; it's a see you when I see you.
Yeah. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll
I'll
tell
tell
you.
you all Hopefully,
That
hopefully the lag means that we synced up in that part.
no, there will be no sync.
Probably not.
Guys, that's been it. This has been the return of the Conti Corner. With me and TJ at the helm, you can guarantee we'll be here next week.
Yes.
Obviously it's currently a Wednesday, but you'll see this on Thursday. So you'll see us next week, Thursday, that's for sure. And please be sure to tune into our main pod, which comes out every Monday morning, rain, sleet, or snow. And that's it really. I'm not good at closing things out. Any last words, TJ?
None.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you guys. We will see you next time. Peace out.
Peace.